What's going on, people? Welcome to Dark Energy, where I'm going to be discussing some relationships and how you can manifest with dark energy. Now, I'm going to be waiting for my goddess to come and join the show because this is fitting for Wave. What's going on, Brittany? Yeah, I'm discussing dark energy, manifesting, and how you manifest relationships, and how you deal with relationships, and how you can really get what you really want with dark energy. Hello, Leah. Everybody's joining in. Peace, Goddess Tara. I'm just waiting for my goddess to join so we can start this show. Because how many work with dark energy manifesting? Because I know I do. Let's get it. And people don't know, people want to claim that dark energy is bad, but it's really not. Like, dark energy is really your mental state. Oh, Imani knows that dark energy. Yeah, dark energy is really your subconscious mind, and you need some pointers, Tara. Tara, is usually your imagination nowhere near at all? Well, the dark energy is your mind, is your mental state. It's literally like closing your eyes and thinking about what you really want with no limits at all. Because some people, they put traditions and limitations onto their manifesting or their spirituality. Like, some people think you gotta do a certain thing or a certain you gotta do a certain thing to get a certain result where you don't really have to. And actuality, you create this whole matrix or earth plane, really. So when manifesting with dark energy, there are no rules. You really make the rules when you working with dark energy. Now, when you working with the light energy, they're gonna tell you, "Oh, don't do this or don't do a certain thing." Like, they're gonna put evil. They're gonna put negative thoughts in your mind. They're gonna put evil. They're gonna put an evil stigma on your mental plane, and then your darkness versus sees light. Well, she's into dark energy as well, and the light. And to put it as this, think of dark energy as feminine energy. Think of dark energy as the cosmos. Think of dark energy as creation, because dark energy is creation. If you think about a baby in the womb, is being created in the dark. And that's why it's so powerful when you walk into a dark room. Have you ever walked into a dark room and it's like a certain energy there? And it's like so, I don't know, so overwhelming. Well, that's that dark energy. That's that dark prana energy. Like when you say spirit, when you say souls, when you say spirituality, that's really the dark energy. And now taking control of that dark energy is really closing your eyes and really suppressing your mind into that dark energy. I know it's so simple, but people make it complicated. People put, because you could channel angels, you could channel demons, you could channel gods, goddesses, but this is the direct way to go into manifestation and to really change your reality, really change your past. You could really heal with it as well. Like that's how I did my inner child work with dark energy. You actually like closing your eyes and like going back and picturing, envisioning what happened before. And doing that, you're actually changing timelines. Now, if you want to go with, what's that called? Jumping timelines and speeding up manifestations, then you go into the mental plane and change up who you fear, who you forgive, who you hate, is going into the heart space and actually feeling it. Now, when you feel it, oh yeah, give thanks for it. Well, you are, let me tell you this, you are dark energy. Like, the energy is not out there. The energy is not out there. The energy is you. Like, a lot of people think these things are out there or separated. It's really not out there. It's really inside. So when you change up what's inside, you're gonna change up what's on the outside. Like, I heard a story where someone, they laid in the bed for like a whole weekend and they changed their whole reality. Like, who does that? Like, they sit in the bed and just think about what they want or affirmations or think about dark energy and shoot. And they get what they want. So this energy is not separated or anything. And dark energy is sexual energy as well. Dark energy is whatever you make it. And those, like something popped up just now. Manifesting with dark energy is manifesting like a god and goddess. When you manifest with some light stuff, that's manifesting like a human or some lower stuff, because it has limits. Like the light has like so many limits there. Like you could just turn off the lights. Like, so you're really the dark energy. You could pretty much, and when you go into dark energy, it's not for everybody. You gotta have some healing done before you go into the dark energy and manifest with it, because you're gonna manifest the things that you're feeling, the things that you're thinking about, So that's why people manifest bad relationships, bad people in their lives, and they don't really get the money and stuff like that. Like they don't really get the money, they don't really get what they want because they manifesting with dark energy, but they not doing the healing work. And when you do the healing work with dark energy, you're healing the past. Yeah, dark energy is faster. Yes, lights have limits because even it was created from the darkness. Yes. Like your subconscious is really like the light that you're seeing, but the super subconscious is the dark that you're not really seeing. And think of dark energy as a void that you got to put something in. And in that dark energy, in this void, you're putting whatever you want into that to make it happen. So it's like having a baby. You have this void and you put something in it, put this creation in it, and then you wait for it to appear. Now, you don't have doubt with dark energy because having doubts is going to really slow things down. Superconscious mind. Yeah. When you're having doubts and you're not healed and you're not on the same wavelength of what you really want, that thing's going to really slow down. You're going to like manifest other things and it's not going to happen. So that's why some people avoid dark energy because they avoiding what they put in there all this time, which is not good things. It's like kind of bad things. Like they don't want to. That's why they suppress their emotions. They suppress their desires. Like some people don't feel like they deserve a lot of things. And in this dark energy, you let all of that go. You let all of that go. Yeah. Super subconscious, super conscious mind. Yeah, now we're going to talk about dreaming is dark. Yeah, dreaming is dark energy. Like everything is really dark energy. They just give it different names. Like they may call it God, they may call it source, they may call it some other stuff. But if you bring it down to it, it's really dark energy. And they keep people away from this to make it they make it evil so you could keep away from it. Which is freaking crazy. Like they literally put a bad name on it. They put all these figures on it. They put all these representations on it to make it look bad. So you could stay away from it. So you can be limited and not ascend. Because dark energy is the way to ascend. Now if you're going to go deeper into what happens when after this and you go into like ascension and 5D, 6D, 8D, 7D, like there are no rules when you messing with dark energy. When you play within dark energy, you creating the rules. And to really ascend, you have to go in dark energy, or if you go into the light, you're gonna see like, you know how like people come back and they say, "Oh, I saw heaven. Oh, I saw the angels. Oh, I saw my family member," and I ended right back up here. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna come back. You're gonna really come back reincarnated into something that you don't want to reincarnate to. Oh yeah, deep stuff. It's like some deep stuff that people stay away from. And this is how you connect to all these other things, like angels, demons, and stuff like that. Oh, Cecilia, she want to join? I don't know, she probably doing something. But yeah, you gotta be a lot of mindful when you, that string theory, there's another word, quantum jumping, quantum leaping, and quantum jumping. That's also working with dark energy. When you actually speak into water, you speak into the cosmos, you speak into dark matter. Like, to really break it down, dark matter is really everything. That's why, like, science is really the study of spirituality. They kind of go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. But people are afraid of both. They don't want to accept both, which they explain each other. Because I could go into the ghosts. I could go into how they are plasma. I could go into a whole lot of stuff. The quantum leap is really powerful, because that brings you to another reality which is really different from yours. Like, everything around you is gonna be different. And quantum physics is really like the string theory, and it all goes down to scientifically explaining it. Because a lot of people think it's bad or think it's not good. And last year, I was doing YouTube videos about it and explaining how dark energy is really your true self, and the light is really your ego. That's a whole nother thing, because I could explain it with Michael Jackson in Thriller. You saw in Thriller how he was a man at first. He was the ego, he was the man, he was the light at first. And then he was like, I want you to know that I'm not like others. I'm not like others. I'm different. This is not my original form. Like, are you ready for my original form? And that's when he turned into the werewolf. And that werewolf represented dark energy. See, they don't notice. Michael Jackson, Prince, and everybody else work with dark energy, but they put it as something else. They put it as entertainment. They kind of code it into different things so people could buy into it and make them more money. And let me tell you a story with Thriller. Michael Jackson didn't have money to make Thriller. Michael Jackson didn't have money to make the film or anything. He used the dark energy of Thriller to make the money to support Thriller. And off of that dark energy, he got even more successful. And once he used that, from then on, the industry saw what he was doing. So that's why they tried to tear him down. So from that point on, that's why he was like more private. That's why he kind of changed up, because he used that dark energy too much, and then he had to like withdraw it and make it into like magical and stuff like that. And another code for like Archangel Michael, that's Michael Jackson, if you don't know. He did it all. He experienced everything. He experienced being a black man. That's the ego, right? And then he went into being kind of like white. And then he experienced being more like a feminine white person. So he had duality, but he brought all of them together, and people still loved him. And that's how he became with the balance because he experienced everything. So when you experience everything and you balance between yourself, between the light and the dark, and another balance with the light and dark is the darkness, you don't do that much work. When you work in the light, you doing a whole bunch of work. You doing a whole bunch of work. You really are. You're like slaving away, slaving away, slaving away. When you allow things to happen, that's when you work with dark energy. Dark energy is allowing things to come to you. So it's important for you to trust yourself and let things go and let your dark energy work for you instead of you working for light energy. Because there's some people who don't do that much work and they getting paid millions because they're using dark energy. Like, they're using it in the industry, really. Like, I could touch on Beyonce. She's using dark energy in the right way, but she's doing her thing. Her and Jay-Z using dark energy. That's why people mad at them, but they come together as a power couple and bring that balance to them. So if you're in the public eye and you are not balanced within yourself, they're gonna think you're crazy. They're gonna think you're they're gonna try to chop you down. So if you really want to do something big, team up with someone to balance yourselves, or be like Michael Jackson, be like Prince, or be like Rihanna. These people, they don't need nobody to balance them because they balanced them with themselves and they became like the star. Like, those three people really mastered the game without somebody. Now, like Kanye and like some other people, they have to work with other people to get to another level, to sustain that balance within like these realms, because y'all balance each other. Like, the masculine and feminine balance each other, and then you balance your feminine and masculine. So that's the light and the dark energy. And you being more feminine or masculine will determine what partner you're going to be with. So now let's bring this to relationships. A lot of people are unbalanced within their dark energy and light energy. And when they do this, they don't trust their partner. They have trust issues. Someone is doing more work than the other person. Someone is giving more attention to the other person. So it's important to know each other's dynamic and what you really want. And what you really want is that partner who is balanced within themselves, so they could be comfortable with you within yourself. Because let's say if you're this popular person on Facebook and you get all these messages and comments and you're like sexy and stuff like that, and everybody's like, oh, how sexy you are, and then you with your partner and they feeling away because they not balanced or secured within themselves, they gonna be jealous. They're gonna be jealous, and then they're gonna cause friction with you. Like, a lot of people say they want a high quality person, but they're not really ready for that high quality person. And when they get a touch of that, they like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. They get scared and they run away. And then they keep coming back thinking they're ready, but they're not ready because they're not balanced within themselves. So balance that light energy and dark energy. Balance that feminine and masculine energy. And you don't have to rely on other people. Like, you don't gotta chase nothing. You don't have to chase nobody. You could bring them to you using dark energy. You could manifest what you want. Just manifest from a clean slate and not with the baggage claim. Like, don't go on board on somebody's plane with somebody else's baggage, because you're going to have to pay a fee for that. You know how they pay in fees for extra bags and stuff? Yeah, you're gonna have to pay a fee, and then you ain't gonna like the fee, and then you're gonna get kicked off the plane. You're gonna miss the plane because you busy paying other fees from other relationships and baggages and stuff like that. So this is all stem from dark energy yourself, because like if you want to go deeper, like everything is you. If you want to go really deep, that's why people react off of how you feel, how you think, and what you believe, because they all coming from your mind, and your mind is projecting the dark energy and light energy at the same time. So yeah, some deep stuff. Now, Cece, do you want to my babe, do you want to come on and continue this, or did I touch on everything? Cause I'm feeling on fire. Wait, let me see something. Wait, how do I? Okay. Uh, yeah, but that was everything in a nutshell. Like, do you have any questions about dark energy or how everything is really you? I touched on everything. Yeah, I touched on everything. I went to the deep sea and I came back. And you could heal with dark energy as well. You could use your dark energy to heal your inner child. You could heal your sickness. You could heal a lot of things that's really kind of like wrong with you. Like, I haven't been sick in a long time, and if I ever feel like I'm being sick or something, I go within the dark energy and say that I am healed, I am healed, I am healed. Now, it may take time. What made me tap into it? Oh, I tapped into it when I woke up. I tapped into death when I looked into I tapped into death when I woke up. When I first was aware, that was like my first thing that caught my eye, caught my attention. And then the death, looking into death and looking into reincarnation, brought me into dark energy. So I never started off with the light energy. I went straight to the dark energy because I was like curious about death and people around me like leaving and stuff like that. So that made me look into the dark energy. And then I saw a video from, I'm gonna give her a shout out, Ashera Star Goddess. She taught me a lot of things about dark energy. Like, I looked at her YouTube video and like she was on this dark energy. I was like, wow. And then I saw that it was about reincarnation, and you're supposed to really go into the dark to not come back. So that made me tap into it even more. And when I saw more studies about manifesting with dark energy, that made me go more deeper into dark energy. So that made me tap into it because I'm always researching. I was always researching and I was always looking at information, and that brought me to real dark energy. So that brought me to dark energy, and I never turned back. And then I just stayed in dark energy. And I saw a lot of people who wasn't talking about it, so I made myself talk about it and teach about it and give classes about it and have groups about it and stuff like that. So it's all about using your imagination and what you think you're ready for, because a lot of people are not ready for death. Talk about deep things. Yeah, life purpose and fixing past life mistakes to ascend. Yeah, life purpose. Yeah, you can find your life purpose in dark energy. Yeah, life past, life mistakes to ascend. Because, let me hit you another thing. This is how people trick you into not using dark energy and using light. There's another feeling they give you that makes you feel guilty. It's called karma. And you are actually the person that is creating the karma for you. So when other people make you feel bad for choosing yourself or choosing what you want to do that's really good for you and your high vibration, they're going to make you feel bad for choosing the lifestyle that you want to live, because they're going to say, oh, that's bad, or that's karma, oh, karma's going to get you. I'm like, that's like another religion. I'm like, I'm not about religion. I'm about being this free spiritual being in my dark energy. And they use that karma in the so-called the other realms. When they say, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do certain things, you made people feel bad, you did terrible things because it was right for you and it was wrong for them, and you want to tippy toe around people and you don't want to live your purpose. But when you do that, you think it's karma coming for you, but it's really a trick making you feel guilty to actually live your life. That's how they trick people in karma, like, oh, they're gonna get you back, or this, that. Oh no, not like karmic twin flames. This is like karma, like, oh, you did something bad to me, so you're gonna get it, or something. Like, you see all these bad people, you see all these so-called bad people doing bad things, or like, they don't pay. Like, the people who don't, I'm not talking about like terrible things. I'm talking about like little petty things that people mistaken for their personal vendettas and stuff like that. Like getting people back, or like getting vengeance. Like, I'm gonna get them back and stuff like that. A lot of people get caught up in that. Oh yeah, universal karma. Yeah, like that is based on what you believe in. Like, that karma is really based on what you believe in. Like, you create your own karma to base it on good or bad. Like, you create your own hell, you create your own heaven, you create your own reality based on how you feeling and how you perceive the world and what you believe in. That's why when people are not in control of their own lives, they want to control other people's lives. They want to tell what other people are doing. Like, oh, do this and it's good, or they doing that. It's like gossip. It's like they watching other people's movies. Oh, and this life is like a movie. This life is like a movie. Like, you're the star. Like, you're the star. You're the actor. You're the director. You're the writer. You're the screenplay. You're like, life is like a movie if you look at it from that direction. And that's like working with dark energy, because you're working from behind the curtains, and you're letting everything play out, and you're actually putting the people and things in front of you that you created, but you blame it on them. So you're blaming it on yourself. Really, if you think someone else did something to you that made you feel a certain way, but why did you feel a certain way? Now we getting deep down. Like, what triggered you to cry, or what triggered you to feel guilty or feel unwanted? Because this path is really already written by you, and if you're on a certain level, you let it play out to the full extent. But if you ascend and go to like your higher levels, then you could create over how you want. Because a lot of people are on automatic, really. And the automatic is their subconscious is playing out from their histories and their past guilts and their past karmas and stuff like that. Whatever they believe in, they playing out right now. So that's why they go to religions. That's why they go with separations, with race and all this other nonsense stuff. Because they supposed to be like that. Some people are supposed to destroy the world. Some people are supposed to heal the world. We need both, honestly. That's the dark energy and the light energy. Destroy to create. So some people are here to blame. Some people are here to gain. Some people here to win. But they're all winning because they're playing their roles, if you think about it. Like, that's why there's like war within yourself. Because everybody got a war within themselves with that light and dark energy. It's like you're destroying your old self and recreating your new self. So you need both. You need both. Even working with dark energy, you need a little bit of light. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit. To keep you a little grounded. To keep you in a certain reality. So yeah, I don't know, is this deep enough for y'all, or did y'all learn something? Because I could just keep going and talking, because this is like normal to me. I hold this in for a long time. This is like years of knowledge that I gained and used, and that's why I walk with no fear. Like, don't fear nothing. Like, that's my thing. Don't fear nothing and live it up now. Because now you're creating your reality. And when you create your reality, you create the fear. You're creating whatever you're feeling. And that's like the bottom line that you really put in a contract. Oh, keep going? Okay. Can we talk about like contracts and like breaking those contracts and stuff like that? Because a lot of people got contracts that they don't know how to break. And using like dark energy, using your mental willpower, is like willpower will break a lot of contracts that you agreed upon. Yeah. Look at it from a metaphysical, yeah. 40 days and 40 nights, look at it from a, yeah, when you break these contracts that you come with, because we come with contracts and we come with a lot of things that we supposed to live out and learn a lot of things. Like, once you get this dark energy, you break those contracts. You start to really be in control of your reality. Like, there's really no limits but your mind. Now, Like the mind and the heart are like a lot of different things. And when you line those two things up, that's when the balance come into. Like whatever's in your heart's desire that you feel, that's why you could create from feeling and you could create from visualization. Like whatever you imagine, you could create from there. You could create from a whole different things. Like you could write, you could create from music. And that's what meditation is supposed to do. It's supposed to get you into the dark energy. It's supposed to make you feel comfortable with yourself, with your true self, with your deep self. Because a lot of people make the higher self, but I'm like, the higher self is cool. But what about the inner self? The inner self where you could really do some damage, where you could really surpass some deep things that may be blocking you and actually feel your inner self. Because your higher self is like coming from your mind. Like your mental is like up there. But if you want to go inside in the dark, and that's where you want to play with your, like, not play with your, but get in tune with your inner self. And that's where you do some healing and you actually feel all the feelings that you had before, and you can actually change your whole story from you as a baby till now, because you changing your story back then will heal you now. Because if you want to talk about time, there's no time. Everything exists now. So that's why they say focus on now. But when you think back to the future, like back in the past, you get those feelings from the past, and then you feeling the pain, and then you like, how can I overcome this? Like, how could I overcome this? By overcoming this, you really go back. Like, they do hypnosis and they do all kinds of things to like think back and heal that part of them. Like, go back to when you felt unwanted, and oh, I should do an inner child sample. Oh, okay. The inner child. I was about to do it. All right. I got to get into that mode. Let me see this. All right. The inner child healing is when you close your eyes and you're gonna not even like, you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna go back to when you ever felt unwanted or neglected or abused, or any pain that you ever felt, any loneliness, anything that affects you right now. You're gonna close your eyes and go right back then, and you're gonna see your little self, your inner child self, and you're gonna tell yourself that it's okay, that you're loved, that you're wanted, that it's not your fault, that it's okay to mess up, it's okay to cry, it's okay to express yourself. That person, whoever did that to you, did not know what they was doing. They didn't know what they was doing. They was doing things that they was programmed to do. So it's not your fault. And you want to comfort your inner child and tell her, him, that it's okay, and that you're never going to leave them, that love never leaves, that you're never alone, and you're going to really be with them every step of the way. Now, when you feel that, some emotions might come through. Some crying, some pain might come through, some bad memories may come through. But once you open your eyes, it's all going to be done. The past is going to be changed because you went back there and you changed the story. You changed everything, and you're not going to be affected right now. And you're going to really feel really whole, and you're going to feel really complete, and you're going to be within your inner childness and playfulness, and allow love to come through, because now you feel in love. Now you're being love. Now you are love, because you have your inner child with you. You're holding his or her hand, and now it's done. That was powerful because I was thinking about to my childhood. Like, I had to heal a whole bunch of things from my childhood, because I know how it is to be in that predicament and feel unwanted and feel like you're the second stepchild or something. Because a lot of people go through that pain. Because smells is powerful for me, because if I smell a certain scent, it takes me back to a certain place, and I'm like, damn, I do not want to feel that no more. Like, it makes me be around certain people who I didn't like. It made me think about certain things. But you know what? Now I forgive all those people, because it wasn't their fault. It was no one's fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't their fault. I forgive all of them. And when you forgive like that, unconditional, then you become your whole self, and then you can unblock these blockages that's blocking your heart from bringing in your soulmate and whoever in to love you, because you think someone's going to abandon you. Like, you think someone is going to leave you. Once you're in a relationship, once you even talk to the person, you're going to be like, oh, are you going to leave me? Like, you're going to have doubts, and those doubts are going to creep into your mind. And you know what? Those doubts really manifest, because that's what your heart is putting out. That lack of love. A lot of people don't talk about that. Lack of love. But we need more love. Because you are love, and you can never be lack. But you only could think that you're in lack if you rely on past traumas and stuff like that. And that goes back to the dark energy. Yep, everything's go back to yourself and how you feel. That's why some people want certain type of people, because from their past, they only, those type of people probably did something major to them, and now they have a big effect on them, and now they are really affected, and they only choose those type of people, and they only see the toxic in that person. They don't see nothing else. They only see the outside. They don't see the inside. Like, yeah, you are love. Like, nobody could take love from you. That's why when people leave you, that's why when people treat you wrong, because they lack in love and they scared of love. And when you start doing your self-love, Sasaya's coming through. My baby's coming through. My baby's coming through. All right, connecting.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm great. I am on a roll. I'm on
Turning your low
fire.
the TV down. Should I low the music down?
Huh?
Should I low the music down?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. I had to do a couple of things before I came on here, so I'm good now.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Go ahead, continue. Don't let me mess up.
Continue. See, I got distracted. Laura had distracted me.
I'm feeling good tonight.
Oh, she's feeling good. You got that. Oh, she got the.
You know, when I manifested you, I bought 2 of these. I ordered one at first, and I was like, no, I need one for my king.
Oh.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's how I manifested.
And I put it on my altar, and I sat it there. Okay, continue.
Okay. Isis and Osiris is right in the building.
Yes. Hold on, I'm going to show them the picture I had on my bedside for like 6 months. You know, I go.
Yeah, that's like me and her.
Goes by Osiris. Okay. Continue.
I forgot where I was.
I'm over here just creating. Don't mind me. I'll chime in whenever you need me. I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, this is like the balance right here, dark and light. But she's into dark energy as well.
Yeah. I was into light energy at first, though. And then I got
she came to the dark side. She had to come over.
You move things much faster. You know, dark, I think you said this already, but yeah, dark energy, well, darkness goes much faster than light. Light travels fast, but it has to travel. Dark energy, it just is. It's stillness, right? So.
Yeah. It's stillness. It's like really, it's just like, it's not moving.
It's not moving, right?
It's not moving.
It's already there. It's like,
it's already there.
Nothing, I'm already there.
You don't have to turn, like, no one said, oh, turn the dark on. You can't turn the dark on. You gotta turn the light on. You gotta do an action to make something happen.
Yep.
Oh, they asked you a question. How do you deal with dark energy?
How did I?
How do you deal with dark energy?
I'm gonna tell you what I did. I did it on accident, y'all. I did it by default. I ain't gonna say it live. I was doing candle work, magic, and I started working with angels, and then I started researching about dark energy, and I was looking up divine feminine, right? So something that I came across on the internet, and you know, like I grew up in a church. So, you know how like they say, you know, anything is dark is supposed to be evil, like black cats are bad luck, or demons is like something of an evil sort, which is not really so. But so I had to dig deeper. I had to kind of like break out of that box, I guess you would say, because either I was already awakened, I was still holding on to old paradigms, and I had to release that. So when I started doing magic work, and I started realizing that this dark energies move shit much quicker to manifesting, I was like, oh, okay, is that simple? So it was something that was already in me, but I just had to like tap into it. And I say this happened maybe about 6 years ago. And I started into it.
Oh, 6 years ago?
And then I started reading. I read this one book. It was called, what was it called? I think we talked about this the other day, where a little boy had died, and he went to prison, and he seen his grandfather in the younger version. Then I read another book right after that about demons, and this guy going to hell and seeing all these like different dimensions. We talked about that, what it really was on the metaphysical scale, but And then right after I read those two books, I woke up with what they call sleep paralysis, where I woke up and I had an out of body experience where I was like looking at my body and I couldn't move my body. Yeah.
I never dealt with it.
It was scary, but now that I know more about what was happening to me, it's not as scary. I actually want to experience that again, but I'd rather experience that with someone near me, like you. I was like, what the fuck? Like, literally, I was trying to get up and I couldn't move. I'm like, okay.
I heard it's some people that it's certain people who you sleeping with, like sleeping next to, they be doing
I
that
was
stuff.
locked up when this happened, so I wasn't sleeping with that. Well, I was sleeping with 18 other women in the room, but
yeah, like
yeah, it's crazy. It was nuts. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was actually like 3:03 or something like that, and that's when I started first seeing numbers and synchronicity numbers. People like, well, you over here you're talking about numbers. That shit ain't real. Like, okay, well, whatever you say, whatever's real.
Well, the numbers
whatever your
are.
sign is. I mean, I know the signs and synchronicities and signs that I get, but okay.
What numbers are universal language.
Yep. Yep. It could be giving you a message or bring you to awareness about something that you're thinking of at that particular time when you see that number.
Yeah.
That's what I get from it. And sometimes it could be just plain so a message. Like, usually I will get like a warning, or I will get something that I know is manifesting and like something that is coming, and I will feel it. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is confirmation to that. Gotcha. And then I feel good about it. And then when you, like you said, it's a feeling. So when you feel good about something, you manifest it even more so quicker. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually we put meanings into the numbers. We put meanings into the words. We're like creating the words. We're really creating the numbers.
It gets deep, right?
Yeah, it gets deep. It's like,
Yep.
wait, I'm creating this stuff. So if I know that this means that means I'm gonna manifest that.
Like when I was manifesting you, my soulmate, and I kept seeing 777. I was telling another goddess that. She's like, well, you know what that means, because right before she got her soulmate, she was seeing 77 everywhere. 777 or 777 or 717. And I'm like, godly. I was like, I'm seeing this number everywhere. I can't get away from it, on my receipts, on the car plate, on the cab, on a sign. I'm just like, I mean, it was driving me nuts. I was like, really? I was like, come on, let's bring them on already. Like,
come on.
bring them on. Now I'm seeing 888, and that's basically abundance, financial abundance, infinite abundance. So
Yeah.
I'll
And
take
like
it.
before you came, a lot of old people was coming back.
Mm.
Like people that like a year ago, I'm like,
I gotta drink to that one. Hold on, I gotta refill my chalice. Speaking of old people coming back, oh Lord, I had all type of old people come back. I had someone try to come back from 25 years ago.
damn.
Who pop up at? Like out the grave.
They coming from way back.
Way back.
Way back.
Back in the time.
Back in time.
Yeah.
I do not do no take backs. I don't do like moonwalking.
I never did any what do you call it? Take backs either. I did with my twin flame though, and that's when you was talking about breaking contracts. I had to break that contract. I was like, for this shit, this can't be right. Let me look on this. I know I ain't signed up for this, but
that's the karmic twin flame.
I ain't know better. All I heard was twin flame, we say
Nah,
so. I fit into that shit.
No, that's the karmic. That's the test. That's the other test.
Yeah, well, there was one.
Yeah, that's the test to see if you're really ready for that soulmate twin flame. Because a lot of people get it twisted.
Hold on 1 second. It took me 3 years to find out. Okay.
Oh, the contracts are the things that you agree to before you come here.
I was smoking Stardust when I agreed to a lot of shit.
Oh,
Apparently.
but when we at that, when we
I
agree,
with Stardust, like, yeah, source energy, I'm gonna go do this, and that. Okay, let's do it.
yeah, it's an agreement that you're gonna go through certain things in life,
Oh, I
and you're gonna
completed a package now using dark energy for a client.
oh, so you go to her store and got that dark energy.
Ascension, yeah. Yes. I just finished some glasses too. That's why I'm over here. I'm over here working.
She working and working.
Right. Working. So I just finished these right here. Let's look at what this look like. Okay. Okay.
She got the Prince glasses.
The what glasses?
The Prince.
The Prince?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, the soul contract.
Soul contract, yeah. Tell them
Yeah,
about
you
it.
wanna like kind of break those.
What soul contract is. Because we both been through it, so we know.
Yeah. You gotta like break that with like a hammer. You gotta break that with your self love and using dark energy. Your self love.
No, stand ovation, stand ovation, stand ovation. Self love. Yes. That's why I promote self love to the fullest before everything.
Yeah, because I didn't know self love until like a year ago.
Self love. Well, I knew self love starting 6 years ago, but there's levels to it though.
Oh, yeah, levels.
When I left my ex-husband, it took a lot out of me because he's a narcissist. So it was like one of those soul contracts that was kind of like very hard to break away from a narcissist. It's like they're very controlling, manipulative, and they know every tactic in the world to get you stuck in this like cycle, repeated karmic cycles, like over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I know I have to break this, so I had to practice that self-love. And then that's when I actually 7 years ago is when I started my awakening. And when I started getting self-love, like you said, people saying that you're crazy or you're selfish or you're this for choosing you. And I'm like, okay, so you want me to choose you over me, so I'm not selfish.
Yeah.
That makes you what? I'm like,
a narcissist.
Right, not just selfish, but a narcissist. Right.
Like how you trying to manipulate
there's
me
narcissists, and then
into
there's borderline narcissists, and then there's a different type of narcissist, but it's really all the same to me. Borderline or whatever. Just if you're an empath, they love you. Run. I made a post about that the other day. Just fight demons. Yeah, that's what the narcissists are. Just little demons.
Yeah, like dealing with a relationship with a narcissist is comparison to you in quicksand and you're like trying to struggle to get out, but it's still like it's sinking you down. Is no fighting like to make it happen because you're gonna always like drown. Like
Oh yeah, they'll make you think that they're changing because what they do is they analyze you. They're very smart, but in a sick way. They'll analyze you. They'll observe your patterns and your actions, and they're based off that just to manipulate you. So say like for instance, in beginning of my awakening with my ex-husband, he used to call me crazy, brainwash, and all this and that for choosing not to leave religion alone and actually like started my spiritual journey. Apart, so he sees the energy push-pull dynamic, so I'm pulling away. So then he tried to jump on the bandwagon of spirituality and try to do that to please me and make me think that he was on the same, journey with me, but he was always doing it for me, to fake the funk. So basically, that's the long story short. And then where he's at now is even worse than off when I was with him because they feed off your energy as an empath, especially as a healer. people will feed off of your energy. It's not energy vampires. Just to be in their presence is feeding off your energy. Like that's how they survive, is off your energy. And when they can't feed off you, then they go to the next person to feed off of them. So it's like a repeat cycle. So they meet their match. They meet a narcissist themselves, and then yeah, life goes downhill there. So
Yeah, because a narcissist can create another narcissist.
yep, definitely.
And that's why some women or men, they are toxic because somebody kind of made them like that almost without them knowing it.
Sad. I see it a lot. I'm like, whew.
It's like a Build-A-Bear, like they just go in the lab and creating more narcissists. But for every narcissist, there's an empath. So there's a balance. Well, we don't want those balance.
It was awful balance, but
Yeah, that's like an awful balance.
it built my character, made me stronger. I'm actually grateful for those lessons in that time period of my life. I used to hold resentment, and if I kept holding resentment, I probably would be sick from some type of disease, which is dis-ease in your body. Emotionally relates to spiritually relates to emotionally, which relates to physically. So it affects you all the way around. So a lot of people don't know that either. And I actually learned more detail about it when I learned Eastern theory in my massage school. They break it all the way down. They break what time of the day each organ, which time of day represents each organ, which organ works the most during that time. And the divine feminine energy is the highest peak at 12 a.m. and the masculine energy, which is the yang, is more potent at 12 p.m. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, that's the peak point? I'm like, okay. So yeah. Yeah. I'll let you take over. I don't want to take over your lives and stuff, honey.
Oh, she about to take over. That's that divine feminine takeover. That dark energy. She holds that.
Hold.
Oh, look, she got. Hey guys, do Northerners get mad when you access their cases? Yes, because they trying to destroy your cases. They trying to bring chaos to you, so they gonna really get mad if you trying to protect them.
Yeah.
There might be a fight. It might be a fight. I mean, what you don't want to do.
That's deep. When you're vibrating so high, you can't be around any type of low energy, low vampires or low entities of that sort, because you're just not gonna be able to withstand that. They're not gonna withstand your light for one, and vice versa. So you'll pick up the energy more easier if you start tapping into yourself. So yeah, that's just with anybody, strangers. You don't have to know a person. You can just be around them, and you pick up a bad vibe, like instinctively. You're like, oh, something about this person. Yeah, that's your inner self and your higher self telling you.
That's your inner self and higher self telling you run. Like don't. If you feel a certain way, if you feel uncomfortable with a certain person, don't fight against it. Listen to that part of you and move away from it.
Yeah, fast. Like people say, don't follow your heart because your heart will like lead you to foolish things. No, your heart tells you to pay attention to the red flag, but your head builds this false reality and false to that person. You're like, well, he's not that bad, or she's not that bad, or I can change this, or I don't think that I saw that, but you did. So the heart is telling you, like, it's even beating off rhythm, like, bitch, you need to get out of here now. Like, you don't see the red caution flag, like, no, and you don't. So yeah, you need to follow the heart. The heart is where
follow a pure heart. Follow your pure heart.
Pure heart, yeah, pure heart.
Because if you have a heavy heart, you don't want to listen to that.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to that.
because
You don't want
you're
to listen
gonna make
to it either, so I don't know what you're going to do.
you're not gonna make the right decision. You're gonna like really degrade a lot of things.
Yeah. So, doing that inner work.
Because that inner work is projects the outer work.
Yes, exactly. How you feel on the inside, how you operate on the inside, reflects your exterior world. So how you feel about yourself is how others are going to feel about you. How you feel about yourself and your perception of things, of your reality inside, is what you're going to attract to you. So if you're, you know,
If you're dealing with some narcissist right now, I would make an escape plan. Like just to get away from them. Because even if you vibrate high, they want to bring you low.
it's a lot more to it than when you deal with a narcissist too, honey.
I know.
It's like different levels to leave a narcissist, because what a narc will do is, like I said, there's levels to this. They would try
I
to
know
win
what
you
it is.
back, they'll win you over. Then they might even leave you alone. They're gonna hoover over you. Yeah, they're gonna stalk your social media. They're gonna even try to I don't know, connect with your friends and your family, try to get them on their side.
Oh
They're
yeah,
gonna use
the
all
manipulator.
different tactics. They're gonna come out the bag with this one. Like, I'm
Damn.
telling you. Listen, y'all need coaching, come see us.
Come see us.
And then you don't, when you, that's at that level. There's a whole lot of different levels in between, but I'm gonna go from point A to point Z. Then when you get to point Z and they see none of that is working, then that's when the horns come out and you gonna see the real them. They gonna make your life a living hell. They gonna come after you like cutthroat because they hate you. Yeah, they hate you. You gonna see the truth of the matter. You like, oh shit.
He said the horns are coming out.
That's when I told you about the magic I was working with. I had to work
Yeah.
with magic to get him out of my life. I had to work with protection myself and to make him leave the state I was in to go back to where he came from, the little hole, and it worked. But yeah, I had to go in.
Yeah, you got to go in.
I was like, don't let the cute face fool you, because his
Trust
ass
me.
is gone. He still try to cause trouble, but he don't no more. I think he knows his place now because he ain't fucking with me. But every time I have to deal with him because I have 3 children by him. But when he sees me, he gets look in his eyes and see that he's soulless for one, and I can see the hate in his eyes. I be smiling every day like, "Hey, how you doing? You good?" He
He don't want to see you live.
gives me that look like, "Bitch, I'll kill you."
Damn.
Crazy.
That's some deep stuff.
That's some deep stuff. And I only fell into that situation because lack of self-love. So when you love yourself, you won't put yourself in those predicaments anyway. So.
And another word, awareness, self-awareness. You gotta be aware of what's going on and what's going on around you in what situation you're in.
You can see. Well, I don't know if you'll say negative and a good demon, because there's some demons that you can work with, but talking about those type of demons, you could actually take a picture of the person, and when you have the flash and their eyes are red, their pupils are red, Cecilia told you.
I could teach you patience. I could teach you the different levels, and she could teach you a whole another level because she dealt with it. I only saw it from the outside. I never dealt with a narcissist person.
Listen.
I only saw it from the outside, and I see people still dealing with it
Yeah, I see
now.
it. I deal with a lot of women, especially, even men too. Some of my clients are
Oh
men.
yeah,
A
they
lot
both.
of women that come to me, and I'm like, I be asking myself, like, why do all these women come to me for advice or to come, coaching class or whatever? And I'm like, it's because I've been through it. I'm like, well, this is what I signed up for, right? But I'm like, the journey in hand that took for me to get here. If I tell you half the shit I've been through, I think most people would throw in the towel a long time ago. That's how I know.
Yeah, they like
strong. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, self-awareness is number one uno. Because then you have to go back into your childhood of why you accept certain behaviors from people, why you accept, certain people in your life. You have to go dig deeper. And a lot of it is codependency. A lot of have abandonment issues, so that leads to picking up stray cats.
yeah, accepting the little things that turn into big things, and then you're like, what the hell went wrong? Like, how did I get here?
And everybody can talk you out of it. But like you're gonna be like, no, because you're gonna be rebellious. Like, everybody is wrong. I'm gonna do this.
Like, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're the bad guy when you stand up for yourself. You're the bad guy when you want to live a certain life and not be treated a certain way. And want to,
yeah, I go after what I want and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that's the best feeling in the world. It's like, it is freedom. It's true freedom. I mean, listen, I'm here to be a witness and testify that I quit my job at a Fortune 500 company making 6 figures a year to quit this because I was called to do it. Like, I'm like, keep thinking I was crazy. Like, I swear to God, like, you need to quit now. And I'm like, no, I'm a single mom of 4 kids. What you mean quit? I got bills. I got a whole house. I got car note. Like, I was like in my head, like talking myself out, and I'm like, and my guy was like, no, you need to quit. Every day I would go into my cubicle. I'd be on the computer literally, and I would like be gasping for air, and I'm like, okay, I got you. I'm gonna quit. I'm like, okay, what to do now? And then it just took off naturally from there. I'm like, this.
It manifested.
Like, okay, all right. This is what freedom feels like. When I got a taste of that, there was no stopping me. Like,
There was no going back.
No going back. Never going back.
Never going back. Because, and another point is, we go through certain circumstances to teach others the things that you went through and to avoid it. So, if you're going through something now, you could take that experience and show others not to go through it.
Exactly.
Like, you're going through it for a purpose, but you don't want to stay in it.
No.
So,
I mean, we all go through different levels of healing. We're all still healing. We're all still learning lessons. But when you have a certain amount of awareness and self-love, when you get these lessons, it's kind of like minor compared to what major lessons you get. It's not going to hurt. You're going to learn things, but it's not going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because my motto is, attached to nothing and connected to everything. And when you have that type of, perspective on life in itself, then these lessons will come with a greater ease because you're like, you get it now. The universe like, okay, you totally got it. You're here now. So whatever else that happens is just like, okay, a tip on the iceberg, like instead of the whole glacier mountains coming down.
Yeah, I look at it as like a boxing match. Like, if you're a light heavyweight, you're gonna some light heavyweight. Yeah, you're not gonna face the heavyweight. You're gonna face like your
Yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna be overpowered by the obstacles around you. Like, you're gonna go down.
I love it.
Huh?
I said I love it.
Go.
Huh?
I said, how long? Like,
oh, I don't even know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We start at 10. What time is it?
11.
Oh,
Style power. Yeah, don't deal with narcissists and no other craziness. Did she leave? She got cut off. She got cut off. Yeah, so yeah, I dealt with any narcissists because you don't want to deal with nothing that's against what you are, like your true self. Especially don't accept those friends with benefits. I accepted that. Are you dealing with that now, Tara? Oh no, I might save some for the next live. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll start waking it in and I left his bitch ass. I don't know, it takes people to wake us up a lot of times. That's what I noticed. It takes like some triggers to wake us up and realize that we're like worthy of better things. So it's like people come along and they trigger or they do something and we wake up and then we like leave them. Oh, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for you, Kiana. I'm gonna save it. Yeah, leave that dude. I'm gonna save it. It's gonna be on my page, and I'm gonna save some for when I go live next time. So it's 11:21, and I'm gonna end this right here.